Playmakers, the daily sports bulletin from the bridge that brings you the big news and the top plays from the world of Indian sports.
Hello and welcome to the Playmakers, our everyday live sports bulletin. My name is Rahul Kargal. In the Playmakers today, we've got news from the Baseball United Arab Classic and new revelations about corruption in Indian football. We begin with news from the Middle East now, and the Baseball United Arab Classic has officially kicked off in Dubai, making history as 9 national teams hit the field for an unforgettable day of competition. The teams were India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Palestine, Afghanistan, Nepal, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE. The fans filled the new Baseball United ballpark, witnessing the birth of baseball's next chapter in the Middle East and South Asia. The day's highlights included Pakistan launching the tournament's first home run, the UAE notching a historic debut victory, and Sri Lanka's explosive offense powering them past Saudi Arabia. India, meanwhile, played 2 matches, one against Afghanistan and the other against the UAE. India opened their Arab Classic campaign with a commanding 11-1 victory over Afghanistan, showcasing both pitching dominance and offensive depth. The winning pitcher, Siddhi Vaishnav, struck out 4 across 2.1 scoreless innings, while first baseman Narendra Kumar drove in 3 runs with 2 hits, including a double. Catcher Chaitanya Pawar added 2 hits and 2 RBIs, setting the tone for India's powerful day at the plate. Afghanistan's Osman Shinwari struggled, allowing 9 runs in just 3 innings. However, in their second match, India went down against the UAE. In their historic debut, the UAE national team made an emphatic statement with a 7-1 victory over India. Right-hander Jose Acosta kept India at bay, allowing just 1 run over 4 innings, while shortstop Chris Bayers chipped in with 2 RBIs to drive the UAE's offense. India's reliever Saurabh Gaikwad struggled in his 2 innings appearance, allowing 3 runs. The UAE's debut left an indelible mark on the tournament's opening day. India, however, will look to bounce back in their remaining games against Pakistan and Bangladesh. All the scores are available on baseballunited.com, and do stick around till the end of the program as we've got more news from Baseball United. Moving on now, and in Indian football, the game has been a buzz this past week, with a string of player suspensions having taken place in the domestic circuit across multiple state football associations. On Monday, the Mizoram Football Association announced the discovery of corruption involving match manipulation in the recently concluded Mizoram Premier League. This was followed by bans on Wednesday by the Goa Football Association, and on Thursday, bans were announced by the Meghalaya Football Association. Joining me now live on the program is Jonathan D'Souza, the Vice President of the Goa Football Association. Jonathan, welcome to the program tonight.
Yeah. Thank you, Rahul. Thank you for having me on the show.
Jonathan, the player bans announced this past week were quite shocking. As many as 25 players were banned by Mizoram FA, specifically in the Football Association there at Goa. What were the discoveries that you made?
This match fixing has been rampant in Goa for the last since 2020, 2021, and our integrity partners have had red flagged many matches. I think in 2022, in 7 days there were about 4 matches red flagged at one time, and that it was so rampant. In 2022, the new committee took over, and we decided to curb this and do something to stop this what was happening. And since 2022, when a new committee took over, while there were red flag matches almost very rampant, maybe about 25 to 30 matches in a year, it reduced to about 2 to 3 matches in a year since we took over. And since last year, we've been calling players for inquiry. We've transferred the cases to the crime branch, and we've tried to do educate the players, having workshops, integrity workshops, try to educate them about the bad effects of match fixing and all and trying to make them aware of how they can succumb to pressure and how bad the repercussions would be of this. Uh,
Jonathan, specifically in keeping with everything that happened this past week, right? I understand
yeah,
that the association has handed a lifetime ban to 5 footballers. Two of them who currently hold professional contracts to play
yeah.
in Goa Professional League, right? So, can you tell us a bit about how these players were identified?
Yeah, so at the beginning of the season, actually, the first game of the season, uh, uh, between Dempo Sports Club and Vasco Sports Club, these players were two players were from Vasco Sports Club. So the first game, there were no red. It was not red flagged, but we noticed two very fishy goals. Both of them were own goals, and one was a like very it was a silly back pass by a defender, and then the goalkeeper, instead of clearing the ball, he literally kicked the ball into his own net. And then we next day we sent a letter to four of these players, five players actually, uh, and they appeared before the GFA disciplinary committee. They denied that they were involved in match fixing, but we were not convinced. So we called them the second time. We also went to the police and gave them the reports and showed them the videos. And the police were preparing to summon these players somewhere about actually somewhere at the end of last month, in the end of October. So suddenly, then when we read this news about the Mizoram FA, I checked the list of players, and shockingly enough, I realized that there were two players who were registered with Vasco Sports Club, and these same two players were the we had called them for an inquiry. So I decided that we did not need any more proof or any more hearings. When the executive committee met the very next day, and we decided to ban them, these two players, for life. The inquiry is still going on, and and there are other players also who have been called for questioning, and more players will be called in the coming weeks.
You made an interesting point about certain actions in certain games being red flagged, right? I'm sure there's a some sort of a process that the association follows. Just for the sake of our viewers, could you clarify and explain what sort of actions get red flagged?
So this basically uh, there is something called as betting on events, and there is match manipulation. Match match fixing or match manipulation is altering the result of a game, but in the course of a match there might be your team might win 3-0, okay, but you might be still betting on certain instances, like for example the entire team getting four or more yellow cards, the team conceding a goal after the 80th minute, or the team conceding a goal just 5 minutes before halftime. So you might not affect the result of the match. Like you might win 3-1, but the one goal that you concede, if it is it might be between the 85th to the 90th minute. So there are bets on this is called event specific betting. This is not match fixing. Is maybe if you throw the away the result of the game, but you can win a match and you can still bet on fixed events, which is also wrong as per the disciplinary and ethics code. So a lot of these times that most of the times there is fixing on the result, like losing three by more than 3 goals, losing by more than 2 goals. But also there are these kind of smaller like in cricket parlance we call it spot fixing, where okay, your team gets 4 or more yellow cards, your team gets 1 red card, and the red card is after the 80th minute, or even something small like throw in the 35th, between the 35th to the 50th minute, you consider throw in, or consider n a specific number or n number of throw ins. So it is that it is also going into those details.
Right, and from everything that we've historically seen in the world of cricket, we understand the motives of the players as to why they participate in spot fixing or match fixing activities. While the participation reasons might be obvious and similar in football as well, we just wanted to hear your perspective. Why are football players, at least in the Goa FA, engaging in such nefarious activities?
Uh, I guess it's related to the same thing, greed for money, or maybe you want to make easy money. I mean, it doesn't like taking one yellow card. It won't cost the team much. It won't cost you much, but you're getting easy money. So that's, I think that's the lure. That's a temptation for everyone. Make fast and easy money. So, but in the long run, players should realize that this will affect their careers. Now, for these two players, they have been banned. So that's the end of their footballing career.
Also, this past week, it was almost a domino effect, right? I mean, it started in Meghalaya, right? And it went all the way across the state, right? And Mizoram as well. Was there some sort of, communication channel that you established with both of these football associations to exchange information?
Yeah, I spoke to the MFA Mizoram FA secretary. So basically, the modus operandi of these syndicates are pretty much similar. So what they do is that they have a set of players who they work with. Okay, and what these players play 3 4 months in Goa, then they move to Delhi, then they move to Mizoram, then Meghalaya, then each state. And what helps them is that the fact that the like for example, once the Calcutta League is held from maybe July to September, then immediately after that the Goa League starts, then immediately after some time the Mizoram League starts, and so this state league starts. Although some are held concurrently, and there are many leagues that start me and end after one another. So these players are playing, and this there are a core group of players who are playing these multiple leagues. Like 3 months they'll play in, or 3 or 4 months they'll play in Goa, then take a transfer in the January transfer window, go and play in another state. So if you look at the 5 players who were banned, the 5 players who were banned by Goa Football Association, 2 players were presently playing in Goa, but the other 3 players were playing from 20 between the year 2018 to 2021 in Goa, and they were also back and forth playing between clubs from Mizoram, Meghalaya, Goa, Bangalore. So they all took that ride from all three, playing in 3 4 states, and that is what the modus operandi of these syndicates are. They catch hold of a group of 20 30 players, and they rotate them amongst all clubs in India and who play in various state leagues. So
And
this is a nexus, and I'm glad that actually we need to give a lot of credit to Mizoram. They started, then we followed, and then now Meghalaya also has followed. So if states work together and identify these 40 50 players who are doing these things, then I think we can stop this menace.
And also, finally, at the association level, what measures are you all at Goa, putting in place to ensure that something like this doesn't happen going forward?
So for this, see, for match fixing, the best approach is prevention and education. So this year we every year we have a workshop, an integrity workshop, and without the player attending the integrity workshop, we don't allow him to be registered for the league. So this year we had the integrity workshop in the month of August, and then we realized after the first week, uh, one match was red flagged, and we realized that a lot of the players were registered after August. So there were players who were registered before August. They attended the workshop, but a lot of the teams registered about 5 to 6 players each after August. So we organized another workshop in the in mid end of September for these new players, and now we will organize another workshop in January, because in January when the transfer window opens, a lot of the players will change and a lot of new players will come in. Clubs will get in new players, so we will organize another integrity workshop in at the end of the January transfer window. So the best approach is education and prevention. The players need to be educated, or officials need to be educated, that such and such things are prevalent, and we should not fall prey to these kind of things.
Yes, and all said and done, these revelations are well and truly shocking and suggest that the cesspool in Indian football needs a drastic cleanup job. Jonathan, thank you very much for joining us live on the program tonight.
Thank you, Rahul.
That was Jonathan D'Souza, the Vice President of the Goa Football Association. News now from badminton, and India's Kiran George continued his impressive run at the 2024 Korea Masters by securing a spot in the semi-finals after defeating Japan's Takuma Kobayashi in straight games on Friday. Ranked 41st in the world, George outplayed the higher-ranked Takuma, who's ranked 34 in the world, with a commanding scoreline of 21-14, 21-16. The victory marks yet another milestone in George's career. News from athletics now, and Indian javelin sensation Neeraj Chopra is all set to embark on a rigorous month-long training program in South Africa in preparation for the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics. The training regime, which is funded by India's Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, marks the beginning of Chopra's journey towards next year's competitions. Chopra will spend 31 days in Potchefstroom, a venue familiar to him from previous Olympic preparation phases. This off-season training will also allow Chopra to make the transition to a new coach following his 5-year partnership with Klaus Bartonietz. Indian athletic officials have confirmed that a new coach will be appointed by the end of the season. News from hockey now, and during the FIH Congress held in Muscat on Friday, International Hockey Federation President Tayyab Ikram and French Hockey President Isabelle Join presented Hockey India with a special award. The honor recognized the historic achievement of the Indian men's hockey team, which won a bronze medal at the 2024 Paris Olympic Games in August. The prestigious award was received by Hockey India Secretary General Sri Bholanath Singh, alongside star drag flicker Harmanpreet Singh and goalkeeper Priyar Srijesh during this momentous ceremony. Hockey India released a statement, and I quote, "We extend our heartfelt gratitude to FIH for this wonderful recognition, making the 100th year of international hockey even more special for India." Moving on to news from chess now, and in the FIDE Women's Grand Prix 2024-25 in Shymkent, Kazakhstan on Friday, Indian chess stars Divya Deshmukh and Konero Humpy concluded their tournament with draws in their final round matches. The experienced Humpy played a quick 36-move draw against Katerina Lugno in finishing in fifth position with 4.5 points. This marked her third consecutive draw of the tournament. Divya Deshmukh also drew her final round match after a marathon 48-move game against Germany's Elisabeth Patz. Deshmukh concluded the tournament tied for fifth position with 4.5 points. Meanwhile, Alexandra Goryachkina won the tournament with 7 points after a final round draw, while Tan Zhongyi of China finished as the runner-up with 6.5 points. Elsewhere in motorsport, Indian sensation Kush Maini was back in action on Thursday at the Lusail International Circuit in Qatar. The young driver took to the track as a part of his Formula One testing with the BWT Alpine F1 team, who are coming off a double podium from the weekend's Grand Prix at Sao Paulo. Yesterday's test marked the fourth one for Maini in the last 6 months. He has now tested with the team in their Formula One car at Austria, Italy, Abu Dhabi, and Qatar. Later this month, Kush will be returning to Qatar for his Formula 2 race. With just 2 races left in the 2024 season, Kush's Invicta Racing team is in pole position to secure the Constructors' Championship. This will make Kush the first ever Indian to have a Formula Racing Championship to his name. Up next, we've got the play of the day. And finally, our play of the day comes from the Baseball United Arab Classic, where India opened their campaign with a commanding 11-1 victory over Afghanistan. And at the end of day one in the Baseball United Arab Classic, Pakistan leads Group A with 2 wins, while Palestine tops Group B. India, after their loss to the UAE, will look to bounce back against Pakistan in one of the most anticipated matches from the Baseball United Arab Classic. And you can watch the live action of India versus Pakistan on baseballunited.com with the first pitch scheduled at 9:30 p.m. India time. And remember, the 2 group winners will automatically advance to the semi-finals, with the second and third place teams in each group competing in an open quarterfinal round of the Baseball United Arab Classic. And that's all that I have for you on the Playmakers tonight. Do follow, hit the bell icon, and subscribe to be notified every time we bring you the news live on YouTube. My name's Rahul Kargal. Thanks for watching the Playmakers tonight. Until next time, goodbye and good luck.